Hi, Desiree here with Soul Path Astrology and this week's Astro Weather and Tarot Wisdom. Welcome if you're new to the channel. It is my pleasure to have you here. If you are on a mission to find your heart's deepest longing, to step into the fullest expression, if you've often felt like you're on the bleeding edge of some kind of transformation that within you you just know that you came here at this particular time for something important and you're looking for like-minded people, like-souled people, your soul tribe. You are in the right place. Welcome. If you're returning, hello, my loves. I'm so glad to have you and your energy here in this space. This week is chock full of really interesting stuff. We'll jump into that in just a moment. Before I do, though, I do want to just give a quick lowdown on how to work with this video. I am going to do the Astro weather report followed by a guided meditation, at which point there will be an opportunity to select from 3 cards. You're welcome to choose 1, 2, or 3, whatever resonates. That's what it's all about, is following your own internal guidance system. At which point you can either listen to them all in order that it appeals to you or just timestamp over to the one that you want. And I do invite you to listen right to the end because there's usually a nugget of love to take with as the week progresses. So okay, let's jump in with the astrology. This is just so retrograde. Like we have some serious retrograde goodness. And Mercury went retrograde yesterday, the 10th. Jupiter is going to join the mix with pretty much everybody else. That is, all the outer planets are in retrograde. I talked about this last week. You can jump to that video and have a look if you want to revisit that. But that goes retrograde on the 12th. So today, the 1111 portal. This is when Jupiter stations direct. So right before a planet appears to go either backwards or appears to start moving forward again, it stations. So it's either stationing direct to go direct or it's stationing to go retrograde. Jupiter is stationing retrograde, but it's stationed, which is to say it's still. It appears to be still. It's most potent. Every planet is most potent when it's stationed, either to go direct or to go retrograde. And so today, being this 1111 portal is so huge. There is such a beautiful energetic container right now. Portals are always these energetic invitations into like whatever is most alive for you. So 11, I mean, this is the angel numbers. This is 1. This is the self. This is new beginnings. Jupiter, this is benevolence, right? I mean, this is the stuff where it's so juicy and good. And where is it in your life that you want to start inviting more of this in? There is a gentleness for myself that I just keep encountering this theme. So I'm going to bring it into this week's video of recognizing that the most amount of our growth is the kind of containment, the kind of kindness, the kind of self-discipline that's sourced from love, not from being punitive, not from being angry and hardened, but by finding and practicing gentleness. Like this whole past week, I have just been super crunchy, super bitchy, really noticing that I'm feeling hungry to be nurtured and cared for. So that is an invitation, if you're feeling that way too, to recognize that there's a part of you that's requiring more tenderness. This portal energy is like, what wants to go? What is ready to be released? As Jupiter goes retrograde along with all these other planets, this is a time to be internal. This is a time to grab your focus and turn it within. Ask your heart as though she's your beloved, as though she's your wife, as though she's the most precious child. Ask her what she's longing for. What does she need right now to feel nourished? What is needed to bring in some more gentleness, some more safety, some more compassion into your life? Now, you might find, like I did, that the solution to that is actually more boundaries. I needed to create a daily schedule for myself that I would loosely but rough, adhere to. It was the structure that actually felt supportive, and so that I could show myself that I had delegated specific chunks of time for unstructured time. I structured unstructure, which incidentally is so Saturn and Neptune. And we've talked about this a lot. They retrograded themselves again back into Pisces. That is this theme, like structured, unstructured, dreaming. This is the energy that's coming online. Where can you cultivate on purpose space to dream, space to play, space on purpose for frivolity, the dichotomy of purposeful frivolity, right? Structured, unstructured. Where can you start to find and create and guard, like treat as precious this container of your own joy? Like, can you raise the value of your own pleasure up to being something that I'm going to use the word guard or defend, but those are too negative, but it's like you honor, you treat them as sacred, right? This is so key this week. Yeah. And with Mercury going retrograde, like Mercury is Hermes. He's the messenger of the gods. There is something that wants to come in. There is some message that is meant for you that is wanting you to hear it, and you need to slow down in order to receive it. So allow the Mercury retrograde, allow the messenger of God to come in and to speak to you deep into your heart. It probably has something to do with feeling nurtured, with feeling valued in being nurtured and being deserving of that. And whatever's in the way of thinking that not doing is not enough, that's coming up because as we're closing out 2026, and I'm going to keep harping on this theme video after video, closing out 2025 rather, and we enter into 2026. This is a 9-year, 2025, 20 plus 25 equals 9. This is a year of closures and endings, and we are mutating, we're evolving into this new version of humanity, this new level of consciousness. The veil is getting thin. For those of you who've done any kind of psychedelics with intention, you'll know what I mean about our capacity to access this deeper, wider, broader spectrum of energy and kind of reside in two different worlds. Like that's what's happening right now. And the astrology is really supporting anything that's in the way. Like you know what is in your way. You do. It's okay to release it, let it go, liberate it from your energy body with compassion, with gentleness. And maybe it's the frenetic doing. Maybe it's your outward focus. Maybe it's you have too much stuff, like actual physical stuff in your day. Maybe you're having too many thoughts, but really start to get clear about yourself and be deliberate and purposeful and like you fucking mean it because you deserve it. Become very intentional with what you choose to invest your time, money, energy, and especially your focus on this week. Period. But this week in particular. Okay. I think we'll leave it at that. Just go within, really notice where it is time to let go of what's not serving you. And to be compassionate in that, not compassionate in that you let yourself off the hook, but rather that you approach it gently and consistently with honoring and sacredness and devotion and these kinds of words. That's the thing. Okay, so let's get into our guided meditation at this point. I want to invite you to close your eyes or make them soft. Place your hands on your chest or on your belly or wherever they feel comfortable and safe, and just taking a deep breath in with me. Arriving in this space. Exhale, softening your brow between your eyes. Feeling the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe in and breathe out. I want to invite you to drop your focus into your heart. Imagine that your eyes, your ears, your breath, your mouth, everything is coming in and out through your heart. Through the tenderness of your awareness. Arrive here for yourself, knowing that you are worthy of being supported, of having your back, of cultivating a strong spine to support that beautiful, soft, open heart. Trusting that you can intuit when it's time to lean in and when it is time to lean out. when a boundary needs to be enforced, and when perhaps it's time to reevaluate it. Arriving in this moment, you and your heart and your body and your belly and your spirit. When you're ready, open your eyes. Okay, so card selection this week. Card 1, card 2, card 3. Let's jump in. If this was your card selection, card 1, this is what you got. The Strength card. This is you're stronger than you realize and can absolutely handle what is before you now. And the Strength card, she comes from compassion. This is a card of tenderness. It's like the great strength that's found in compassion and consistency, in self-discipline that's sourced from self-love. This is, again, a message that just keeps repeating over and over because it's important in my life, and I expect is, globally, we need to continue to remember in the seed of conflict, like in conflict, there's a seed, and in it is the seed for peace. Every challenge as it presents, within it, there is a grain of the gift on the other side of that. So the Strength card is here to remind you that whatever challenges you're facing are here to help you grow. There's an invitation as it arises in this retrograde period to go within and discover your self-strength, discover your self-discipline that's lovingly sourced. That structure can be supportive, containment in a healthy and loving way, rather than allowing things just be chaotic and crazy and or controlling and stifling. It can be containment in a way that holds you, that allows you to connect to that sweetness that can dance with your own inner, this is about, there's something here around our anger and learning to dance with anger, learning to recognize it's not something to be afraid of, but it's also not something to indulge. It's something to allow ourselves to be informed by, that we might make proper judgment, proper action to have whatever is causing our anger, whatever boundary is being crossed, whatever important value is not being met. The anger is pointing towards that. So allow yourself to go within and to become curious. What is that boundary? What is that value? And how can you arrive for it? How can you attend to it in a way that is loving and compassionate and firm but gentle? That is the Strength card, firm but gentle. Hope that landed. Okay, card number 2. Right here, this is what we've got. The Knight of Swords. So he's all about going off half-cocked. The Knight of Swords it can be a really beautiful energy about moving forward, about just like blazing forth with a vim and vigor. There's a real fiery kind of quality to it, even though it's suit of swords, which is speaking. And so that it's actually, it does speak to, and with Mercury being retrograde and it's conjunct Mars, be mindful of how you speak. Your words can be incredibly cutting. Slow down. When this card arrives in a reading, there's often an invitation to slow down, to reconsider. It's not to not say what's true for you. It's not to not say what's most alive, most on your heart, but it's to speak it from a balanced place, from attuning to, with the Strength card, it's attuning to this balanced, loving because it's standing for you. This is whole energy this week. Like the message is like, it's not about getting all the right answers. It's not about guaranteeing success. This is about, I'm going to have my back no matter what happens. Failure, like success is built on a pile of failures. Like, where can you bring in more compassion, more kindness, more gentleness for the fact that you're going to be making a ton of mistakes as you try new things, as we venture into this evolutionary edge, as we step into this mutation, as we enter into the new earth and the new human? There's some fumbling, there's some bumbling. We're in an old system trying to use new consciousness, and it's awkward. So can you slow down, oh friends who picked this card, and attune to and have compassion for the fact that you're kind of in two places at once? And before you take that action, before you take that cutting words or approach something with undigested anger, pause first, reattune, reassess, reevaluate. You don't want to self-abandon. I'm not asking you to do that. That's not the suggestion here. But it's, how do you really arrive for yourself? How do you really have your back? What does that mean? Maybe a good journal prompt. Like, what does it mean to have your back? What does it mean to have self-compassion? What does it mean to show up for a situation with the most amount of love that you can, that takes into account your needs, your values, your worthiness? So I'll leave that with you for there. It's card number 2. Last but never least, card number 3. Here we go. The 7 of Cups. This is so Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. It is about dreams. It's about illusions. This is about all the ways that maybe we delude ourselves, where maybe in an attempt to avoid conflict, you're trying to convince yourself something doesn't bother you. Or maybe you're trying to play a game where you're not being really forthright, where you're trying to play chess with the universe. And this is really like asking you, you're probably being presented with a lot of opportunities right now. And this is asking you to be real about it. Like, check yourself. Are you living in a fantasy land about it, or are you being real? And what are your deepest held dreams about this? What is your hope? And can you come at it from a real way, right? Rather than thinking about it endlessly or talking about it endlessly. Like, what can you do in a real way? And who can you speak to about these ideas and these dreams? Who can you have bounce them off? Like, who can you mastermind with? Who you can do the kind of people where you feel like you can both be encouraged, because you don't want somebody to crush your dreams, but also like check it with a bit of reality, like, how do you ground this in real life as we move to this more beautiful world, as we strive to open to and to live from and to embody this brave new world that we're stepping into? How do you do that in a realistic way? So that is the 7 of Cups. I hope that it landed. I love you guys. If you want some help with this, as always, you can find a link to my calendar below. If you find value in these videos, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe to the channel if you haven't, share with any friends. It would be so greatly appreciated. Help me grow the channel, and so that we can reach more people, more tribe, spread the love. Final nugget of goodness to take forward into the week. Let's feel into this. I keep getting the 7 of Cups imagery. So don't shit on your dreams. Like, allow your imagination to soar and love yourself enough to take the time to get real about it. Love your dreams and love yourself enough to know that you'll have your back as you try a whole bunch of different things to make this manifest, to arrive for it in a tangible, real way, to somatically descend into this body, bringing these dreams into this body, connecting it to your spine. How do you show up in the world in a real, actual way? Baby steps, one at a time, consistency. This is the thing about making our dreams a reality. It's short, small, consistent actions. This doesn't have to be huge acts of faith. This doesn't have to be giant Control Alt Delete life redos. That can be so hard on the nervous system. Take the time this week to slow down and to recognize that all that's really required for huge change is small steps taken consistently. You're worth it. Your dreams are worth it. I love you. I'm here to hold your hand through this and help you be that sounding board if you want. In the meantime, I hope that your week is beautiful, this portal powerful, and I'll see you next Tuesday.